When we talk about great powers, we usually assume one thing without even thinking about it. We assume that they think strategically, that they plan for the long term, study past wars, identify threats clearly, and connect political goals with military and diplomatic choices. India is one of the world's oldest civilizations. It has seen empires, invasions, colonial rule, and independence. So it feels natural to assume that India must have also developed a strong and well defined strategic tradition. But in the early 1990s, one scholar challenged this assumption, George K. Tanham. In his influential essay on Indian strategic thought, asked a simple but uncomfortable question. Does India actually think strategically in the way we usually understand strategy? Tenham's answer surprised many. He argued that India does not possess a systematic tradition of strategic thinking, at least not in the sense found in Western powers. This claim generated debate, criticism, and reflection, and it remains relevant even today. To understand Tanham properly, we first need to be clear about what he meant by strategy. For Tenham, strategy was not just about fighting wars or deploying armies, it was a way of thinking. Strategic thinking involved planning far into the future, identifying threats in advance, linking political objectives with military and economic tools, and most importantly, expressing these ideas openly through writing, debate, and doctrine. When Tenham examined India through this lens, he noticed something striking. India had fought wars and produced powerful rulers. It had an extraordinary rich philosophical tradition, but it had produced very little systematic writing that openly discussed strategy itself. This absence became central to his argument. Tenham pointed to several reasons for this. One of them was India's relationship with history. Indian traditions have always engaged deeply with the past, but often in moral and philosophical terms. Historical events are remembered for ethical lessons they convey rather than for the strategic insights they offer. Wars are recorded, but they are rarely studied as strategic experiences meant to guide future planning. This stands in contrast to Europe, where constant warfare forced states to analyze past conflicts carefully. Strategy became a habit because survival depended on it. According to Tanham, India did not develop this habit in the same way. Geography also shaped this pattern. For much of its history, India was relatively insulated. The Himalayas in the north and the oceans on the three sides reduced continuous external pressure. Threats certainly existed, but they were often seen as temporary disruptions rather than permanent conditions. In regions where insecurity is constant, strategic thinking becomes unavoidable. In India's case, strategic urgency was not constant enough to become institutionalized. Tenhan also drew attention to political culture. India has always been deeply plural, socially, linguistically, and politically. According to him, this encouraged accommodation rather than rigid planning. Strategic thinking often requires clear prioritization and hierarchy. Indian political thought, by contrast, has tended to favor balance, moral reasoning, and flexibility over sharp strategic trade offs. This does not mean weakness, it means a different way of reasoning about power. Colonial rule further disrupted the development of strategic thinking. For nearly 2 centuries, decisions about war, diplomacy, and defense were taken by an external authority. Indians were excluded from high level strategic planning. When independence arrived, India inherited institutions but not a deeply rooted strategic culture of its own. As a result, Tenham argued post-independence India often developed strategy in response to crisis rather than through long-term planning. Partition, wars with Pakistan, and the conflict with China shaped India's thinking through experience rather than doctrine. This helps explain why India long avoided formal defense doctrines and preferred flexibility and ambiguity in its strategic behavior. Tanham is often misunderstood at this point. He was not saying that India is incapable of strategic thought. He was not arguing that Indians are irrational or unaware of power. His claim was more subtle. He suggested that Indian strategy tends to be implicit rather than explicit. It exists more in actions than in texts, more in political instinct than in written theory. This makes Indian strategic behavior difficult for outsiders to interpret, especially those trained in Western strategic traditions that expect clearly articulated doctrines.